Hello everyone, this is Ilias Leonidas, and we are in part 3 of our Imperator Sparta campaign. Picking up where we left off last time, we were able to conquer just one province, or one city I should say, this small city here, the city of Kelitor. Unfortunately, our plan was to draw in these two neighboring cities and conquer all three of them in one swoop. And that backfired on us. So we're going to have to do a lot of rebuilding because we lost a lot of men during that war. We still came out with some gains, but it was kind of a periodic victory because we lost probably 15 to 10,000 men at least. And all we gained was a single, relatively worthless province, or city I should say here. Agion is inviting us to a defensive league. I don't think that's going to happen. They're at war with Macedon. They have a truce with us, and they are in a defensive league with our ally. But our ally and us are breaking. Not Epirus. I would really like... Oh, no. Epirus, I would really like to stay with us. See if we can pause it real quick here. We're going to improve relations with Epirus, trying to maintain this alliance with them. They're a good size. I see more benefit as of right this second than any negative. I don't really care too much about our other ally. They're honestly... We're actually going to dissolve this alliance. There's no point in maintaining it. That way we can let the clock tick, and maybe we can attack and invade them. They're relatively small. They only have a very small ally. Now, unfortunately, it looks like Macedon is going to end up capitalizing on our loss of that war. Agion is going to be really hurting. Yeah, another request to be in a defensive league now. Ooh. We are probably not going to be able to fight them in any way. Because they are guaranteed right now. And in fact, because they are guaranteed, we might think about actually joining a defensive league with them. That actually wouldn't be the worst thing. Anyone that's guaranteed right now is kind of off limits for us. So, we're going to invite Epidaurus, if that's even close. And we're going to invite Stamphilia as well. So these two guys are going to join us, and is guaranteed by all three major powers. They are not in anyone's league or anything. Unfortunately, since we were not able to capitalize and take control of them, we are kind of stuck. Patria is also guaranteed by Phrygia and Macedon. So we're really in a rock and a hard place in a lot of different ways. Accept the offer. I'm not sure if we have too many relations. Yep, too many relations now. That's not a great negative, but I don't really care. We're Sparta. We're small. Anyone and everyone that wants to be our friend is kind of desperately needed. And unfortunately, we really can't mess with these. Almost all of our neighbors. I think Megapolis, as long as they're not guaranteed, they're the only ones still that we can go after. And that's at least something. That's a small gain. I'm really annoyed about this one, honestly, more than anything. I would have been fine if we couldn't take the whole of the Peloponnese right now. If we could have gotten rid of these three city-states, and honestly these two as well, but especially these three, and that is not going to happen. So we're gonna have to maintain a fort there. When we capture Megapolis, we might maintain one there. I mean, we're doing really well financially. It's just to join our defensively. We're gonna accept that offer. That's great. We have a pretty good defensive league. It's got Boaty, got the two little single states, and we got ourselves, which is it's not necessarily extremely powerful, but it's powerful enough, I think, to keep us independent and keep some of the prying eyes and larger powers away from us. Can we bribe? I guess. Does that help in any way? Trozen wants to join our defensive league, and I do not want them. Unless they're being guaranteed, there's no point, because we're going to take them at least. I know it would be a province or city. I keep wanting to say province. It'll be a city that will be almost undefendable. But that is a little price I'm willing to pay, especially because we need to expand as frequently and as much as we can. And Crete is formed, and Crete is in a defensive league with Rhodes. Oh boy. So expansion navally is going to be a real pain with that. Macedon is just swooping in, and they're going to probably take Aegion, which really sucks for us, because that was a province that should have been ours. We should have been able to take it. It was my own mismanagement that prevented us from pretty much controlling almost all of northern and western Peloponnese, and we could have gotten Bactria as well. I think if I would have held off and declared the war a little bit later, we would have been fine. But too early of a war, and we fought too many opposing men. So that is ultimately what it is. And looks like we have a war going on up here. Oh, we have nothing super exciting going on for us. Epirus and Talunta and Aetola are fighting. Oh my goodness, and they declared it without having a war goal. So they're going to suffer a -2 stability, which is not a smart decision by any means. I would love if I could attack them, but I feel like at this point okay, we can invest in an invention, fort defense, military tradition cost. Can increase monthly loyalty, which is always a good thing. We'll do the monthly loyalty. I feel like that's a nice thing we can have. Kind of make sure our guys stay more loyal to us. I am sorry, Megapolis. You are not going to be able to join this. Not as long as no one important is helping you. And no one important is helping you at all. I don't understand why that's the case with this guy. I don't get why they feel threatened enough by me. I get Phrygia doing it, but I really don't understand this one. So we've made Sparta a relatively larger power. Once our army recovers, we'll be pretty formidable, at least more formidable than what we started off as. We're probably about 3 times what we were, maybe almost 4. We just started off with this little area over here. Ate up Messenia, ate up Elis, and 3 of these small little 1 provinces. I really wish we owned this island, but that is our allies. And unfortunately, they got the jump on the wharf. So they are going to be taking all of this. Not that I really want an awkward piece of land. I'd actually really like the island. But that's not going to happen for us. Oh, looking on the bright side, at least our ally is going to grow in a little bit of power, it seems. Though I don't think they're going to necessarily be powerful enough to keep everyone off our backs. Permission, yes. So this is actually exciting to me. There's definitely some things I'm not wholly loving, but I think it's really cool, these little defensive leagues and whatnot. It feels really cool. As Sparta, I'm kind of being a regional power of the region of Greece, and I'm kind of influencing this part of the Hellenistic world or the Greek world. I'm not really important outside of this, but there you go. The region map mode, Greece. Most of Greece is either owned by me, one of my allies, defensive league members. If not, it's just part of one of the superpowers, which is pretty nice. So there's not really anyone that's independent or too much against us, especially after that. So there we have Epirus. Epirus really expanded there. That is land I definitely wish I could have eaten up, but I was not smart enough to jump on that. Though the other problem is that would kind of be an awkward land grab for us, because we would have to either transport by boat or cross land that isn't ours. Now we do have the ally, but also we don't have Partria. And honestly, we could have a larger defensive league if it wasn't for some of the stuff going on. We could invite more people to our defensive league. That does run some risk, I believe, of encouraging certain people to attack us if they should want to go through the others. Aotola and Partria joined a defensive league. I wish that was not the case, because actually, that works out perfectly for us. If we can regain our strength and go after Trozen, as long as they're not guaranteed, which they are not, and as long as they're not at war getting taken over, we could use this war to attack Partria and as well as turn our ally. And that would be a huge grab. Unfortunately, we need a lot of men, and that is something we are desperately lacking at this time. So these little guys are guaranteed by everyone, so I feel like they are not going to really get attacked, and I'm not going to be attacking them because I do not wish to die. So we're going to invite them to our defensive league to just bolster our defensive league. It's 4k more troops, potentially, if a conflict breaks out. And that just makes it look cooler. That way we have a almost near... Yeah, look at that. Outside of the purple, unfortunately, that cancer is growing where it's going to spread here. Luckily, it's not connected, but the Aion, Corinthos, most of the Greek world, or the region of Greece, at least the main parts right here, are with us, are in a defensive alliance. Now, we would like to expand to Crete eventually, but that is going to require some boats and a huge war, which is not going to happen anytime soon, especially since they're allied to Rhodes. Oh me, oh my. Now, is Andros still independent? Andros is not. They are subjugated to Egypt. So that expansion route is also off the table. Got a pirate navy, which is interesting. And we are starting to look really good financially. We are going to look into building a little navy for ourselves. We've been assaulted. Oh no, looks like Epirus might be turning on us. Let's see if we can maintain friendship with them. I really, really want them to not do this right now. Well, we go this route, that way we can get siegecraft afterwards. Epirus, our alliance is breaking with them, and that would be a tough loss because they are quite the large power. We're improving relations still, and the other, I don't understand why they would turn on us, especially because they willingly wanted to join our defensive league. They can expand north really easily. Yeah, they have a much weaker northern. Why would they want to make enemies with somebody they're close friends with? AI, paradox games, sometimes, a lot of times, do not make sense. So you can make friends with them? Will that stop it? Disloyal character. Ooh, what's going on here? It's a huge amount of war. I'm guessing the culprit is Macedon. So Macedon is at war with all of these, and the Seleucids have appeared to completely collapse. Oh my goodness, they really collapsed. It's a little early for that, but wow. Oh, and they're occupied too. Oh my goodness, the entire country is pretty much occupied. Yeah, the Seleucid Empire is not long for this game, and we're gonna have a very historical turn here. I should say non-historical turn. The Seleucid Empire definitely did not crumble, especially when compared to Phrygia. So it looks like Phrygia is going to not be the one that falls apart, like history would say, or Antigonus, I should say. Is it owned by Antigonus? Yeah, Antigonid. So, breaking alliance, too many relations, a disloyal character, and title is unassigned. We'll get a dude in there. We're at 9,000 finally, doing a little bit better. We need a lot more men before I'm even going to bother. No one seems to care about Megapolis, and I don't think anyone will care anytime soon. They broke their alliance with us, which is not a good sign. Luckily, we are starting to recover some manpower. Though on the negative side of this, we need to really make sure that we find some new friends. Boaty is still really good friends with us. Let's improve opinion. Wow, okay. So they just dumped Epirus, or Epirus dumped them, one of the two. Did Epirus become large enough to make new friends, or I don't know. Not really sure why the AI would break the alliance with two of its closest friends and not expand north or west. I mean, maybe you don't want to come into conflict with Rome, but you can definitely take some of this territory from Rome, or you could just go north, like I was saying, instead of becoming bitter. Okay. I'm a little bit hurt, Epirus. I'm a little bit hurt. I thought we were forming this nice Greek alliance. Olympic Games conclude. I think it's the third time we've hosted it. I think there's an achievement related to it. So we have new people we need to figure out. Now, Pratia, I don't want to join, and neither do I want Trozen, because Trozen is going to be my goal. And we could, if we ever get enough men, take this and this, which would be a huge grab for us. We're going to have to wait quite a while, though. And Megapolis is not going to be allowed to exist. We are competing powers, which is definitely true. And then there is Rhodes, who is a navy power. They only have 2 ships. Okay, that's they're not a navy power. They are not a power at all, actually. Why? Okay, so that war was Phrygia, Bithynia. I don't know, how's it? Bithynia? I apologize. This is the pronunciations. They'll never get better. They'll probably only ever get worse. So, wow, they do not have strong navies. And that would be a good route of expansion, especially fighting Crete right now. Even Rhodes, these would be valuable things to take control of. And if we build a strong enough navy, something that could last us quite a bit into the future. So we are going to not build anything because we can't. We lack wood. That makes sense. So we're going to cancel this. And we want, where is it? Wood. We're going to be trading with the Romans. I'll take your shitty wood. So we are trading with the Romans, getting some wood from them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know how expensive boats are. That is a pretty strong navy, at least in comparison to what Rhodes has. Let's check the big powers. 24-0. What is going on with some of these navy powers? 7. So yeah, if we build 7, we'll already have on the higher end of naval power in the game, which is kind of crazy bad. I like the time setting of Imperator Rome. Some of the mechanics, not so much. Okay, let's get it going. Now, that really does suck about Epirus, because that takes away a huge ally of ours. Yes, we could maybe expand this direction, but they're going to be formidable when it comes to fighting. And especially if they end up getting an ally of any kind, that could be problematic for us. They're still being guaranteed by those powers. They're already in defensively, yeah. That's the 3 of them. I wish there was like invite or merge. Yeah, you can, I guess. We'll let them run through our country. Not that I really want them to, but it's kind of the only option we have at the time. Let's check how we're doing on time. We're gonna go for probably about 30 minutes in this part 3. Again, there's not too much going on, so sorry for the lackluster non-expansion, but we have had a little bit of change here, and we are doing some planning for our future. So let's march these guys down here. When we get to probably a little bit more, I might be willing to go after him. It doesn't seem like anyone really cares. We can get plus 2%, or we can, let's do the Navy maintenance cost. Ooh, technological speed. we're going to do the navy cost because then we can get a relatively large navy, and that will fit into the plan. See how much that is hurting us financially. It's taking a bit of a bite. It seems like our 7 ships might be on par with what we can control. Now, it does depend on our army growth too. That might be a bit of an issue for us. So we might have built too many boats, but I'm fine with a little too many if we can figure out some stuff. Still 1 here and 2 here, so that is great. That means they can't do much of anything. Sparta. I'm not able to select ideas as I'm pretty sure I'm not able to select ideas unless, again, I could have no clue what I'm doing. I just really played the tutorial and a couple mock games. Have not taken anything, but we do lack. Show our laws. We could actually take, what is this? Navy recovery, morale of navies, which is great, but we lose national tax, which is really, really bad. Fine with the eldest male. I'm very tempted for capturing tax. Going to do that. It's 251. Oh, that's a lot of oratory. Maybe should have waited. That will give us a lot of money though, so that will help us be able to deal with some of our financial situations, especially our up and coming navy. I would really like the reminting. We need a precious mineral place though. So unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be anytime soon. Let's go drag our navy over. We're looking actually okay when it comes to our navy. How ships did I actually build? I think 8 then. Epidemus killed Trozen, which kind of foils our plans and doesn't make a lot of sense when it comes to the alliance. They're offering us an alliance, which I don't know if I really want, but at this point, it might be one of the few alliances we can get, especially because I have no desire to make friends with Crete. And while Rhodes might be an option, Rhodes, okay, no, we are going to offer an alliance to our lovely little friend Rhodes. Epidemus, we are not going to be friends with. Aeola, I don't know however you say this one. We are losing our alliance with them. And that is not necessarily the worst thing in the world. Now, I can't attack them in any way, which is the unfortunate part. I really actually wish Megapolis would join their defensive league. And if that was the case, that would really make it okay, because I can take pretty much all this, these two western and northern parts of the Peloponnese, and gain some little islands and other holdings outside of it. Appoint that guy. We lack a commander still. Our first Navy general. Ooh, I really like a disciplined and kindly 40 years old Arius Agiad. He is our first ever admiral. Get our navy together. How are we looking financially? Yeah, we're doing really fine. We actually could build more boats. I don't want to go too boat crazy, but if we have a really strong navy, especially when some of these powers I think still don't even have. We have one more ship in Macedon, which is crazy because we have one more ship than a power, and we have a lot more ships than Egypt. So I'm guessing Phrygia. I think this is after the historical time frame when Phrygia did destroy Egypt's navy. Yeah. Because I think it was the battle here. That's why they own Cyprus. But we could pretty financially easily build a relatively large navy, especially if we can expand a little bit more. We could even pretty much rival the navy of... Ooh. It didn't sign the countries. What is the war over? Show superiority. So we're going to fight them to defensive league. Perfect. Megapolis, no. I really would like to jump on this, but I don't want to. I want to send our navy out, see if we can see anything. They have a relatively small army, not super strong. But I think we're going to end this part right here. We just had some switching alliances and did some rebuilding this part. Hopefully in the next part we can at least take Megapolis and maybe even start a war with Crete. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Ilias Leonidas. If you liked the video, please make sure to leave a like. If you want to see more content or see the next part, make sure to subscribe, please. I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao for now.